Welcome to the June OpenSB status. You'll be able to find all of this information under the URL http://www.opensb.org, which is our main home website. The OpenSB project is described in the description of the project that is found on the GitHub repository where all of our working artifacts are maintained. The project itself is focused upon providing an open source and public license implementation of the Energy Services Provider interface and further the green button connect my data and download my data capabilities in support of the National Green Button Initiative. The project has been ongoing for about 18 months. We've reached a significant set of milestones with respect to many of the artifacts that we've intended to develop. The OpenSB project is part of a larger ecosystem of Green Button and SB, or Energy Services Provider interfaces, that has been ongoing for a number of years through the SGIP initiative. In particular, the UCA IUG Open ADE Task Force has been focused upon providing the requirements for data exchange of energy usage information, and is currently focused on the testing aspects of implementations that are in existence to support Green Button across the whole ecosystem. The OpenSB project is intended to support the Open ADE project by providing a readily available implementation of the SB and Green Button services that can be used as a baseline for the interoperability testing of Green Button. The OpenSB project uses the Apache 2 license. Well, the license is as described on the screen, is in particular grants perpetual worldwide non-exclusive, no-charge, royalty-free license and also to both copyrighted and patentable works, as restricted by any particular elements of an implementation using this license that might be listed in the license itself. But you're freely able to reproduce, distribute, and make derivative works of this within any considerations as specified in this license. We've chosen this license as one of the most flexible and usable within the industry to accommodate the rapid distribution of open source technologies. The development mechanics are based around the facilities at the GitHub community. In particular, the EnergyOS OpenSB repository provides a readily available way to download and begin using the artifacts of the OpenSB project. There is a fact that identifies how you start working with the GitHub project. You'll find this in the wiki associated with EnergyOS OpenSB, how to get started on GitHub, how to set it up, and finally how to use it by forking and making additions and then pulling those additions back into the main repository. We encourage you again to use this and to extend it to your own needs. And also to contribute back into the community as you see fit. We have a timeline or a project plan which is available in the repository itself, and I'll go through that in a second slide, but it lays out what our efforts are intended to be during this calendar year. And we're beginning the planning cycle now for 2014 as well. We meet regularly. This slide, as you'll see, has a particular number of links in it. The calendar that we're using is available to you at our homepage, opensb.org, and you'll see that we meet on Mondays at 10 Mountain Time, 12 Eastern Time. On this page, you'll also find a number of other links that are useful to the whole of the ecosystem, from standards to the users groups, OpenADE, to the OpenSB implementations, and additional resources such as greenbuttondata.org, etc. So again, the project homepage, project FAQ, which tells us how to get going, the calendar, and then I think a brief overview of our project plan. This is a project plan, again, available in the GitHub repository. It's using OpenProj 1.4 as an open source project management application. Again, this link will take you directly to that download. With respect to the project plan itself, the Green Button SDK is the most mature of the project. It's mostly done and in maintenance mode. The Java Spring package, which is currently under active development, is on a 4-stage release cycle. The beta is to be available early next week or the week after, and then going through beta 2 and then milestone releases to a first release in the third quarter of this year. Green Button testing, part of this is already completed under the Green Button SDK. This is focused more upon supporting the efforts of the OpenADE group as they define the requirements and the test specification, and then any testing technologies that are needed to integrate into the Java Spring package to provide an open source reference implementation for the entire ecosystem. Beyond that, we have 3 potential new projects or sub-projects of the OpenSB effort. The client services description of the project, which is developed in February and has been under consideration. We'd like to resolve that within the next couple of weeks and add further product implementation. An SB Analytics project, which focuses on additional elements of energy usage information mutation, information extraction, and finally a library of Green Button capabilities which would enable language-specific implementations.